As we start talking about personal branding, I did want to just make a note here that the PowerPoints that are uploaded to eCampus, they might have some dates on them that are incorrect. You always want to follow the assignment submission due date in eCampus rather than what are on these slides, because they are reused from a past course and edited as I go through them. So just keep that in mind. I've been trying to update them on the slides that I'm recording on. So that said, I have combined some of these PowerPoints for this particular section, which is chapter 3. We're going over chapter 3 today, which is personal branding on social media. So to start here, an overview. We'll talk about personal branding, components of personal branding, and then we'll go through some examples. I'll also talk about your LinkedIn profile assignment, your personal branding assignment that's due on September 8th at 11:59 p.m. All right, so personal branding. This is a process of managing or optimizing the way you are presented to others. And it's a practice where people market themselves and their careers like brands. And this all gets back to a point that you probably discussed in your COMM 105 class of social capital and what that means. And social capital refers to the amount of attention our media profiles receive and how that relays to or transfers to our monetary capital. So an influencer, for example, will create their personal brand around optimizing the outcome of that brand. So they're there to generate social movement and interaction through their profile. It's important to consider that this is not just for influencers. This is for everyday social media users. And this can turn out really well for you, and it can turn out really poorly for you depending on which direction you go. So I'll talk about how this relates to individuals more than just celebrities and influencers in a moment. But just for celebrities, these are two examples that I find super interesting. I know that we all have different influencers we follow and different celebrities that we like. We have these different parasocial relationships depending on what shows up in our feed. But Kim Kardashian is probably one of the most well-known celebrities for her personal brand, which you can think about what that personal brand consists of. It's her expertise in her field of this kind of iconic, somewhat sexualized womanhood in a way that she's developed this line. And people might disagree with that, and that's totally okay. I would love to hear your feedback on this. So maybe in your discussion post. But she's created a line of clothing that reflects the personal brand that she puts out on her social media and how she presents herself. And that's probably because she is passionate about these things, or this is something that she has been interested in for some time, right? And she's learning how to optimize her personal brand in order to capitalize on that also. This picture on the right, which you may or may not be familiar with, Sam McEwen, I think is his name. I know him as Jamie Fraser from Outlander, which was his major role in entertainment media. So he is one of the main characters, and he also has a strong presence on social media that's not necessarily related to James Fraser, but is his own personal brand in which they have kind of Outlander has influenced his personal brand. And he has then capitalized on that personal brand, which is this Scottish, like, male prototype, um, into a gin business. He makes, or he doesn't make gin, but he is a representative of this gin, and it's called Sassenach gin. And if you're familiar with the show, then you will know what that means. So you're like, okay, well, I'm not Kim Kardashian and I'm not Jamie Fraser from Outlander, so what does this have to do with me? It has to do with you in that you present yourself. We have all of these public facing self expressions that you get to choose how you present yourself. And you get to choose what you present about yourself, meaning what you care about, what you're passionate about, what you're good at, what you have done in the past. And this is all related to your assignment, your LinkedIn profile, which you might be like, well, that's not the platform that I would like to put my personal brand onto. However, as a college student, that's a really good place to start this personal branding process as a person going into the work field after you finish your degree. So we'll stop there and I will pick up in a moment.